Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying old memories or worrying about what's ahead? Maybe it's not even the big things. Maybe it's the little moments that stick. A kind word from a stranger, a walk that felt peaceful, or just that feeling you had while sipping your morning coffee. As we get older, those little moments mean more, but they also tend to slip away faster. That's where journaling comes in, not as a chore, not as homework, but as a gentle, personal way to slow down time and bring more meaning to your days. Now, you might be thinking, isn't journaling something teenagers do with little lock and key diaries? And I get that, but let's clear that up right away. This isn't about cute stationery or dramatic entries. This is about something much deeper, something that can help your mind, your heart, and even your health. Journaling after 60 isn't just about remembering the past. It's about being more present. It's about finding clarity when life feels noisy. And it's about creating space for your own voice when so much of life has been spent listening to everyone else. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 powerful reasons why keeping a journal after 60 can be one of the best things you do for yourself. And trust me, this isn't about being a great writer. It's about being real with yourself, your thoughts, and your life. Let's start with the first reason, and it's one that's close to many of our hearts. There comes a point when our thoughts feel like a traffic jam, memories blending with to-do lists, regrets weaving into hopes, and everything all trying to get our attention at once. Writing them down, even for just 5 minutes a day, can untangle that mess. Journaling helps calm the mental noise. When you write, your mind can exhale. Things that once felt overwhelming suddenly look smaller on paper. It's almost like you're having a gentle conversation with yourself. Instead of thoughts bouncing around endlessly, you can actually see them, hear them, and sort through them with a clearer head. A woman I spoke with recently, she's 72 now, told me she started journaling during a particularly stressful time in her life. She was helping care for her husband while managing her own health issues. She said, "It was like I couldn't breathe some days until I wrote. Then I felt like I had room again. It didn't solve all her problems, but it gave her the emotional space to cope better. And sometimes that's more than enough." The next reason journaling is so powerful is how it helps you rediscover your identity. For years, maybe even decades, you've been a spouse, a parent, a grandparent, maybe a caregiver. And while those roles are beautiful and important, they can sometimes take up so much space that we forget what's underneath them. Who are you when no one else is watching? What do you want, think, feel, without filtering it for someone else's comfort? Writing gives you back that private space, a place where you don't have to explain yourself or be strong or smile when you don't feel like it. It's just you and the page. And sometimes that's where you meet yourself again. Not the you that others need or expect, but the you that still has dreams, opinions, curiosity, even frustration. And you know what? All of that is worth writing down. Now, I know some people worry about what happens if someone finds their journal. They say, what if someone reads it? But here's the thing. You can keep it as private as you want. Lock it away. Shred the pages after writing, or keep it digital with a password. The point isn't who sees it. The point is you see it. And you give yourself that quiet moment of honesty. One of the most surprising things journaling can do is show you patterns in your life. Emotional patterns, health patterns, even relationship dynamics. Let's say you jot down a few lines each day, and after a few weeks, you notice that on the days you walk in the morning, you sleep better, or that when you talk to a certain friend, you always feel drained afterward. That kind of self-awareness can be life-changing, not because you suddenly have all the answers, but because you start making more conscious choices. You notice what lifts you up and what wears you down. And when you know that, you can start gently steering your life in a direction that feels better, more aligned. Journaling also gives you something to look back on, not just to relive memories, but to see how far you've come. We all have moments where we wonder, am I really growing? Am I still changing? Reading your own words from months or years ago can be incredibly powerful. You see your strength during tough times. You see how you made it through things you thought you couldn't. And sometimes you even surprise yourself with the wisdom that's already inside you. A man I knew, 80 years old and as witty as ever, once said to me, I don't write to remember. I write to remind myself that I'm still here and I still matter. That stuck with me. Because sometimes journaling isn't about the past at all. It's about reminding yourself that this chapter of life is still yours to write. Now that we explored how journaling helps you clear your mind and reconnect with yourself, let's keep going. There are even more powerful benefits waiting just around the corner. Let's keep going with something many of us have felt at one point or another: loneliness. Even if you're surrounded by people, it can still feel like you're navigating life on your own sometimes. Kids grow up, friends move away, routines shift, and some days it just feels quiet, maybe a little too quiet. What journaling does, especially in these quieter seasons, is give you a steady companion, one that listens without interrupting, doesn't judge, and is always ready when you are. There's something deeply comforting about being able to sit down, open your notebook, and pour your heart out. Whether you're writing about your day, your hopes, or something that's been weighing on you for years, it creates a kind of connection to yourself and to life. You don't need anyone else to validate your thoughts. Just the act of expressing them is enough to ease a feeling of being unseen or unheard. And that's a powerful kind of healing, especially in a stage of life where we sometimes feel invisible. I remember speaking with a gentleman named Harold, 76 years old, widowed, living alone. He started journaling not because someone told him to, but because he just needed to talk to someone. And little by little, he realized he was someone worth talking to. His journal became his way of reflecting, processing grief, and reconnecting with moments that brought him joy. He once told me, "It's funny, I thought I had nothing left to say. Turns out, I just hadn't been listening to myself for a while." And that leads us to another beautiful gift that journaling brings: gratitude. Now, you probably heard this word a lot lately. It's become almost trendy. But when you're over 60, gratitude takes on a deeper meaning. It's not about being cheerful all the time or pretending everything's perfect. It's about learning to see the small, quiet joys that still exist, sometimes even in the middle of pain or loss. When you start writing down just one or two things you're grateful for each day, it's like watering the roots of a tree. Little by little, that habit grows something sturdy inside you. You begin to notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter from your neighbor's yard, the way your favorite song still makes you smile. These aren't big events. They're everyday miracles. And when you write them down, you give them the space to live a little longer. A woman named Ellen shared with me that after a cancer diagnosis, she began writing down one good thing each day. Just one. Some days it was hard. Some days it was just my coffee was hot. But over time, she said her journal became a collection of quiet victories, moments she may have forgotten if she hadn't written them down. Her journal didn't erase her struggle, but it reminded her she wasn't living in darkness. She was still surrounded by light. And the truth is, writing about what we're thankful for doesn't just make us feel better emotionally. Studies have shown it can improve sleep, reduce stress, and even lower blood pressure. Imagine that. Something as simple as a pen and paper helping your heart in more ways than one. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm not good with words. I don't know what to write. But let me tell you something. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Your journal doesn't care about spelling, grammar, or how eloquent your sentences are. It's not a test. It's a tool. You can write in short notes, doodles, questions, memories, prayers, lists, anything at all. The beauty of journaling is that it meets you exactly where you are. And if you ever find yourself staring at the blank page, wondering where to start, just ask yourself something simple. How am I really feeling today? Or, what do I wish someone would ask me? Let that question open the door and just walk through it. There's no need to rush. Take your time. Some entries might be a single sentence. Others might pour out like a waterfall. It's all valuable. Every word, every scribble, it's all a piece of your journey. As we continue on, there's another reason journaling after 60 becomes more than just a helpful habit. It's a way of reclaiming your personal legacy. When you write, you're not only helping your present self, you're also creating a gift for your future self, and if you choose, for the people who come after you. Let's explore that idea next. Let's talk about something we don't always realize in the moment. Your story matters. Yes, yours. You might not think you've done anything extraordinary. But I promise you, the life you've lived holds more wisdom, humor, heartache, and beauty than you probably give yourself credit for. And when you write in a journal, you're doing more than jotting down random thoughts. You're preserving your story, your real lived human experience, for yourself and for those who might one day want to understand where they came from. Journaling becomes a living time capsule. Imagine your children or grandchildren someday flipping through your words, discovering how you felt when you first became a parent, or how you navigated retirement, or how you stayed strong after losing someone you loved. These things might feel like everyday parts of life to you, but to them, they're treasures. They're glimpses into a person they may only know as mom or grandpa, but not necessarily as a whole, complex, vibrant human being you truly are. And even if you never plan on anyone else reading your journal, the act of writing your story is powerful. It helps you remember what you've overcome, celebrate what you've built, and make peace with what didn't go as planned. It's a quiet way of saying, this is who I am, this is where I've been, and it all matters. You don't need to wait for a special moment to start. You could write about the first time you learned to cook, the way your mother used to laugh, a friendship that changed your life, or that one rainy afternoon that for some reason has stayed in your mind all these years. All those moments add up. They shape the person you are today. And when you write them down, you're honoring them. You're saying, this mattered. I mattered. There's also something incredibly grounding about looking back on your own words over time. Say you're having a hard day. You feel overwhelmed, anxious, maybe even a little lost. Then you turn back the pages and read an entry from 6 months ago where you faced something hard and came through it. You see your own resilience in black and white. You realize you've been here before, and you got through it. That reminder can be like a hand on your shoulder, gently saying, you've done hard things before. You can do this too. Some people even use their journals to write letters to people they miss, to loved ones who passed, or even themselves at different stages of life. It's a deeply healing practice. You can write to your younger self with the wisdom you've gained, or write to your future self with hope and intention. It becomes a sacred space where nothing is off limits and everything is safe to express. Now, here's something else you might not expect. Journaling isn't just emotional or reflective. It can actually spark creativity and curiosity in ways you may not have felt in years. After all, creativity doesn't disappear with age. In fact, sometimes it gets stronger when we finally have the time and space to listen to our thoughts. Your journal could be a playground for ideas, poems, memories, dreams, even doodles or sketches if you're feeling playful. One woman told me she started journaling just to manage stress, but over time, she began writing short stories inspired by her own life. Nothing fancy, just things like her first dance or the funny quirks of her childhood pet. Eventually, she shared them with her grandchildren, and now they beg her for new ones every time they visit. Her journal became the seed of a whole new creative chapter in her life, all from simply taking time each day to write. And it's not about being a writer in the traditional sense. It's about allowing your voice, your true, everyday voice, to come out without editing, without pressure. That voice still has things to say. That voice still matters. Before we wrap up, I want to say this clearly. It's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or 90, your thoughts still count. Your memories still hold meaning. Your inner life still deserves attention. Journaling is not about doing it perfectly. It's about showing up honestly. A few minutes a day, or even just a few times a week, can change how you feel, how you think, and how you move through this chapter of your life. If you ever felt like your days are blending together, if you caught yourself wondering where the time has gone, if you sometimes feel like your voice is getting quieter in the world, try this. Sit down, grab a pen, and just write something. Anything. Your grocery list. A funny moment from the day. A dream you had last night. It all counts. It all adds up. Keeping a journal after 60 isn't just about memories. It's about reflection, healing, clarity, legacy, and joy. It's about taking ownership of your time and your story in a way that feels nourishing and empowering. I hope this gave you a little encouragement, maybe even a nudge to start journaling, or to come back to it if it's something you've left behind. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever kept a journal? What have you discovered from writing things down? Don't be shy. Your story might inspire someone else watching today. If this video spoke to you, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. We got plenty more conversations like this to help you live fully, confidently, and creatively in your 60s and beyond. Here's to living your best life. With your whole heart, your favorite pen, and a few blank pages waiting to be filled.